Welcome back, everyone. A little backstory on this one. About probably 25 years ago, I was really lucky. I got to work on a major marketing campaign for the volunteer firefighters. And at the time, I remember clearly learning so much about the dedication of the men and women who decide to be part of the Volunteer Firefighters, so that was easy to say, Volunteer Firefighters Association. You know, what their makeup was like, what their personality is like, what they give back to the community. And I remember coming up with the theme line, Volunteer for Life. And it just really resonated with me all these years. So lo and behold, we've got a couple of events coming up in Queensbury. And I asked two of the volunteer firefighters to come in so we could tell you about it and talk a bit about what they do. So joining me today, Kevin Baxter, who's a firefighter and EMT. Yep. Nice distinction there, Kevin. Great to have you here. Welcome.
Great to be here.
And John Labourr, who's president, Queensbury Volunteer Firefighters. Hope I got the distinctions correct there. There's a lot of distinctions there. But welcome, John. Great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Yes. I have to ask this question because I remember 25 years ago. Kev, why are you a volunteer firefighter?
You know, it really goes back to just being fascinated with fire trucks when I was a kid. Yeah. And I was one of those people who just saw something on TV and said, you know what? I want to try and do that. And I started off just as an EMT. But then when I saw my first fire, I just kind of got hooked.
Yeah, right.
And then I went to graduate school. I lived in urban areas, never had a chance to volunteer until I moved to Queensbury. And it was the first thing in my mind. Mm-hmm. They have volunteer fire companies there. So I could get back to that feeling that it's just an incredible thing to help people and to be involved in the fire service.
Yeah, gotcha, boy. That's a thread. I'm telling you, I heard that over and over and over again. So, John, same for you? You're more a veteran. You're the president.
Well, yeah, but I'm not the chief. The chief's the one that's...
The chief's a big dog.
He's the guy.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
sure.
No, I joined I think to give back to the community. There's a thread of excitement there in being involved. Mm-hmm. And certainly the comradeship has been very rewarding. And I'm still here.
Yeah, right. Got it. How long have you been?
Roughly 20 years. Approaching 20 years.
I think, Kev, you were talking about 7 or 8 years. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 5 years in my previous
right.
fire department, and then I've been with Bay Ridge for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I want to talk a bit about the scope of services. Obviously firefighters, you get it. Fire, you call the fire department, and they come. But there's the range of things that you're involved with is really pretty impressive. You know, so Kev, I'll start with you. You're an EMT.
I'm an EMT. You call 911 because you're worried, you're scared, you're sick,
yes,
something's
right.
wrong, you fall out of a tree. The fire department, Bay Ridge, would respond along with the ambulance, help the ambulance make sure that you get to the hospital safely.
Yes.
Along with that, there's a whole bunch of other rescue work that has nothing to do with what we think of as being traditional firefighters, but look to Curious George, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They always are rescuing cats from trees or rescuing,
right.
odd situations. So
yeah, sure.
you get those rescue situations of kids with their heads between banisters.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
that's right.
They're all there, and so you don't think about the really odd situations, I think, most of the time.
Well, you know what it is? It's the nature of an accident. You don't understand the accident until it happens. And then you still don't understand it, but all of a sudden it's a crisis situation and you need help. And lo and behold, that's when you guys jump in. Now, John, it's also not just land-based, right? We're talking about marine as well.
Yes, that's one of our bigger aspects in North Queensbury, being that we're on Lake George. We protect 16 miles of shoreline. We have a state-of-the-art fireboat that responds all over Lake George, including the islands where we do EMS assist. We fight fires on the islands, certainly boat fires, boats in peril, people that get in peril, unfortunately drownings that we have to respond to. We have a rescue diving team. And that's something that a prospective member might be really interested in getting on board if they're interested in that at all. But that's a big part of our EMS assist on the lake, and it's
Boy, yeah, you think about that, and I've seen it. Of course, I laughed, Kevin. You said, when you're young, it's about the fire trucks. That's right. Well, boys love fire trucks and whatever. But
Girls do
I noticed the boat you've got is a killer. Twin outboards. This thing knows how to move. It, again, it's a small aside here, but you're talking about first-rate equipment, which always needs to be maintained. You're talking about acquisition of equipment. This is not your garden variety car and truck. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of think of it like it's a vehicle-mounted Swiss Army knife.
Right.
You need something for everything. In our area, we have to be prepared for tour buses to crash. So Bay Ridge has mass casualty equipment to take care of all those people. We have an ATV that's tracked for the winter and has wheels in the summer because you have to rescue people off of mountains in both seasons.
Now, one thing I think I'm calling auto extraction.
Extrication.
Extrication, sorry. I know I was going to mess that up. Which is something else that you're involved with. You mentioned the Northway, and that made me think that, the way the volunteer fire houses are set up, depending on the region they're in, their equipment is purchased regarding some of the specialties. So something would be near the Northway or something where you might have to deal with an accident on the Northway. But this auto extraction?
Extrication.
Extrication. I don't think I get any more than 2 tries on that one. Tell us about that, okay, Kev?
Well, it's a really interesting thing, and it's changing a lot now, too. We don't think about it. We now have electric vehicles. You have hydrogen-based vehicles.
That's right.
So there's a whole bunch of things you have to do to keep up with the times, and there's even iPhone and iPad apps to let us know where the big power lines are. But we are at both the North Queensbury Open House on the 23rd and the Bay Ridge Open House on the 23rd. We're going to have some demos of using the jaws of life where you have to cut into the frame in order to help get the patient out. So we'll be demonstrating some auto extrication.
So there's a wonderful way that you can learn more about your firefighters, what they do, the scope of services that they provide, but also recruitment is important. Remember the word volunteer there. So, if you're out there and you're thinking about this or you want to know more about it, this is the way to find out. So we've got 2 open houses on the 23rd, which is a Saturday, which is next Saturday, right?
Right.
That's at the Bay Ridge?
Bay Ridge, 1080 Bay Road in Queensbury.
10 in the morning till?
2 in the afternoon.
2 in the afternoon. Bring the family. Come in and check it out for yourself. You'll be able to see what the equipment is like. You'll be able to talk to fellow firefighters. You'll be able and some of the demonstrations that you were talking about.
And coloring books and stickers and things.
Oh, so you have something for me. Good. Fantastic. But you'll be doing demonstrations. You'll be doing vehicle tours.
Certainly.
Yeah, got it. Okay. And John, the one that you're at, North Queensbury?
Correct.
Okay. That's the following day on Sunday.
No, that is Saturday from 10 to 2.
Right.
Queensbury Central, who's not here today, they're on Sunday from 10 to 3.
Oh, okay. So both these, Bay Ridge and North
Same
Queensbury, are
time.
Saturday,
Yeah.
which is the 23rd, next Saturday. 10 in the morning before the day gets started. Get over there, bring the family, bring your son. Right, I remember my dad bringing me.
Or daughter, we
yeah,
take
sure,
we take
absolutely
everyone.
right. And let's just talk a bit about recruitment. And I'm going to trigger this by just reiterating something that you said to me. And I know this, and I remember this clearly from the campaign I worked on. The kind of person it takes to volunteer, someone who wants to give back to the community, somebody that just needs the brotherhood. There's a brotherhood is a big word in here too. But what you said wraps it up. You said, you cannot believe, this is what John said, you can't believe the reward when you actually have the opportunity to save someone's life. There it is, that's what it is. So if that resonates with you, then you should volunteer. You should be a volunteer firefighter. And I think that's it. So let's cycle back. The 23rd, Saturday at Bay Ridge and at North Queensbury, and then Sunday at?
Queensbury Central on
Queensbury,
Lafayette Street.
Which is Lafayette Street. Yeah, got it. Okay, sure. Well, Kevin, John, great to talk to you. Great to have you come in. And
thanks for having us here.
Let's get people down. Let's raise awareness for volunteer firefighters. Thanks.
Thank you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.